take a quick look at how to get around the MixConsole in Nuendo 7. The MixConsole can be opened by hitting the F3 key. It can be completely rescaled to fit any screen resolution that you're currently running. Different parts of the mixer can also be resized. So if you want taller faders, bigger meters. We can hit the G and H keys to zoom in and out to get wider or narrower views of our mixer. If we have our mixer selected here and I'm hovering my mouse, I could use the scroll wheel to navigate. In the upper left-hand corner, we'll see the setup window, and this will allow us to choose to hide or to display different parts of the mixer. My channel selector here allows me to pick and choose different components to hide these particular channels. If we have folders in our project, we can choose to hide an entire folder, or by holding down a shift key to see only those tracks in the folder. These can be saved as configurations. So if I wanted to add this as a configuration, we could do that. Or if I wanted to show all channels in my mixer, I could sort that, or show only selected channels, hide the selected channels, show channels that have data. A really handy one is show tracks that have data at the cursor position or where the playhead is. So now I could just hide every track that wasn't playing at that moment in time. Clicking on zones will allow us to anchor particular tracks. So if I want to take my master fader and always have it on the right hand side regardless of where I am in the screen, we click on the right circle, or if I want it to be anchored to the left hand side, I click on the left circle for that track. At the top, we're going to have our project overview. So this will kind of show me all of my different tracks that are going on in a particular project, and allows us to navigate quickly. I can have meters below that, where I can see wave meters. So I can see what is coming, what is going. Or if I wanted to switch back to my PPM meters, and I could look at my meters for input, post fader, or post panner. The next portion that we're going to have will allow us to see our EQ. So open this up, we can have our EQ window. I could see the frequencies that are present in a particular track. We could adjust a channel EQ, and we could use different keyboard shortcuts to constrain direction on Q, frequency, or gain. And we could actually see the original EQ versus what's been applied with the EQ changes. The next section is our rack zone. So if I wanted to even hide a couple of the components here, so I can see bigger racks, we can now just see a number of different types of racks, including routing, inserts, EQs, etc. So if I wanted to look at my routing, I could select a number of different tracks here. And if I wanted to route these to the same source, I could just hold down my Alt and Shift, and this puts you into quick link mode. And this is really handy if I want to take these tracks and just quickly link them together. And again, just hold down Shift plus Alt, and that will take off quick link mode. And you could enable it with this icon here. So if I wanted to route these to all of the same destination, I could hold down Alt plus Shift and then choose a destination for those selected channels. If I wanted these to go to ripple inputs or outputs, I would just hold down Shift, and it would sequentially route, so like input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. Below that, we'll have the pre-section. So this allows us to have a high cut and low cut filter, as well as 48 dB of gain. And this is before it actually hits the channel of the mixer. So we could have gain here, plus we could invert the phase. And if I wanted to close a section, I could just click on its tab. The next section we'll have is inserts. So if I wanted to come here, we could actually have our inserts organized. So we could say, okay, I want to see all my default plugins. At this point, we could just say, new to our plugin manager, we could pick different scenarios. So if I want to see plugins that I specify for sound effects or for dialogue editing, we can just have that set and defined right there. So, or if I quickly want to type in, let's say I'm looking for vintage compressor, I could just type the word vintage in. At that point, just double click, and then that would automatically pop up that particular plugin. So if I wanted to copy that plugin to a different slot or change the positions of those two plugins, you could just kind of swap them out very easily. And this kind of, the rack that we're seeing here follows our signal flow. So if I want to see my EQs, this would be just a numeric representation. So as I adjust here graphically, we could see numerically what's going on, or as I adjust numerically with my mouse scroll wheel, we can see the EQs.